Hello friends, happy Sunday, happy new week. How are we all doing? I know we talked yesterday, but just checking in, seeing what's new. Sorry, I have a really squeaky chair. So let's get our health check-in underway. So this is the first week in 2 weeks that I have been home. So I'm expecting some interesting numbers, to be honest. Because when I house sit, I'm very mindful about what I'm eating. But I was also at my grandmother's right afterwards. And when you're at your grandmother's, like, she's the typical let's feed you grandmother. Plus we were at Disneyland. So there was a lot of that, I'm expecting some interesting numbers. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. My blood sugar's actually been, I'm going to tilt you because I write sideways. Has been on the lower range. So this was when I was house sitting. And then this was at my grandmother's. So it's still been pretty low. There was one day that I didn't do it. And that was because we were planning on leaving to come back here at 9. And then all of a sudden, 8:15, the person who was driving was like, okay, let's go. We're leaving now. The rest of us were like, what? I don't remember what time I took my pill, but it was probably a half an hour ago. So I'm going to say like 8:30-ish. That's not my blood sugar monitor. This is. But yeah, I did also meet with my doctor on Friday. Because I did blood work before I left and I had a chest x-ray. That's how I found out about the ear infection, possible double ear infection. So it was a follow-up for that. But it also mixed in like my annual because I hadn't had an annual in a while. So there was that. And like my A1C was 8 last time I did it with them. And now it's like 7.3, which is good that it's going down. How? Which is your hemoglobin. Which is your blood sugar. It's good that it's going down, but it is not, like, you want it under 6. Or 6 and under. So, like, they want to put me on a medication for that, but we're not going back on the ones that I've been on before. That makes sense, because I had a lot of sweets yesterday. 165, which is weird, because when I usually have them around, like, I have a stock of them. 902. I don't really want them. Just yesterday, I don't know. Yesterday I was in a mood because my knee was hurting more than it has been. But also, like, it's numb in the center of where it was hurting, so it's hurting around it, but then there's a spot in the middle where I can't feel anything. Which is just, honestly, the most bizarre feeling ever. But it was also my mom's birthday, so we went out and to brunch. And whenever I go out, I always get French toast. I love French toast. And we went to Cracker Barrel, and they had this, like, fried apple, some French toast bake, which was really weird, because the apples were definitely not fried. They were canned apples. So I don't know why they were called fried apples. It was good, but I love French toast, and it was not French toast. So there is that. Like, that spiked me, and then the kids had trunk or treat, and I didn't go. I stayed home resting my knee, but I still had some treat. I don't remember what it was. Oh, I had toffee-covered peanuts because I really like that. And I can trick myself into thinking it's okay because peanuts have fiber. Sorry for the loud noise. And Like, I just was not as mindful as I should have been about what I was eating. So yeah. Tomorrow's my nephew's birthday, and tomorrow is the first day back from break. Gosh, I really don't want to work, but I do, but I don't. I don't know. I gotta be quiet during this part. See, my blood pressure has been all over the place, and I can't figure out why. Like, look at these numbers. I'm gonna run this again, just for giggles. Oh. That's not much better. I don't know. But they were worried about that's my cholesterol, so they're putting me on something for that too. I asked my brother about him, and he like freaked out because his daughter has a name similar to mine. And so he's like, why is your doctor putting you on these? And I was like, because they say there's a problem. And then he was like, oh, I thought you were this person. I didn't look at the name very closely. And I was like, yeah. Because her name and my name are almost spelled exactly the same. Her name is 5 letters long. My name is 6. And then I have an extra letter and then 1 letter different than her name. So it's kind of funny. Sleep. Okay. When I'm house sitting, I get horrible sleep. What I was doing is I don't like to keep the dog pent up more than it needs to be. So I would put it in at like 9:30 and then go to bed and then get up at 5:30. Like I would try to keep it at 8 hours and then I would go down. But it takes me a couple hours to fall asleep. No matter what, especially if I'm somewhere that is not my house. Because I don't know, I'm just paranoid. That's just what it does. So I was getting little sleep and then I would get up at 5:30 and go let the dog out. And then I would go sit on the couch and I'd sleep for a couple more hours. So, like, that's the only way I was hitting higher numbers. And then at my grandmother's, I was getting good sleep. And then we came home and I just crappy sleep. And then I was oversleeping a little bit. But now that we're home and it's October, we have all of our Canadian neighbors coming back. And no, they're not just Canadian. Our snowbird neighbors are coming back. And they are celebrating with the other neighbors that are here all the time. And so they were having parties all night last night. See, yeah, this didn't even record on my sleep. As I was saying, I got an hour and 6 minutes. I did go back to bed. I woke up. It took me a while to fall back asleep because they were playing music. I ended up having to close my bedroom window on the one night that it was going to be cool enough here to have it open. Honestly, I probably got around 5 hours of sleep, maybe 5, 6. So I'm I'm going to say 6 to 6.5, but I'm going to put it as a question mark. So, we're just going to leave it at that. Yesterday's steps, which I should have recorded last night, but I did not, because I knew I was making a video, were not anywhere near my goal. So, and I'm not going to be super hard on myself for this because I do still have the knee injury. And even though, it is okay to walk on, I am limping a lot because part of it is asleep. And so it feels really weird to walk on it. It feels kind of like my knee needs to be popped the entire time. But if you look over the last 7 days, so this was below, this was my target, this was just below my target. This is the day we drove back from California. So this was Thursday. This was Disneyland, over 20,000 steps. So that will make up for this and this. And then the day before that was Tuesday, and I had over 8,000, and then I hit over my goal on Monday, and this was Sunday, and this was the day I actually hurt myself, so I didn't get my steps that day. And this is the day we drove out to California, and I still had over 9,000 steps. So, over the past week, cumulatively, I've had a ton of steps, and that is why I'm not going to stress about my steps. I am going to try and get all my steps this week. Maybe. It just kind of depends, because sometimes my knee really hurts, and sometimes it doesn't. Cycle, habit tracker, okay. So, with the habit tracker, this is the day my cycle started, and I was just done with the world. This is the day we drove back from California, and I didn't have time to do anything. I literally only read scriptures that day. What color is today? Black. So I've done all of these. And I'll color this in later because I don't have things to talk about while I'm coloring so much. And I've done this. But Sundays I'm usually, with the exception of the Sunday in California, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, this one. And that was the day that I hurt myself, so, So there's that. Oh, I didn't write the month on this one. What is this month? It's October. Trying to be fancy and it's not working. Oh, biscuit. I was writing the T because I was looking at this. Man. Oh well. Womp womp. Spending, I honestly did not track any spending while I was out, and I really thought I had overspent at Disney. But really, I took my Disney gift cards, and Bria helped me. Thank you, Bria, for how to combine them all into one gift card. And I mostly just used the gift card. Now, there were times when I used my debit card because I got 10% off because I have a Disney debit card. So, I really didn't go over on my spending at all, which is good. But the last time I tracked my spending was September 20th. So, I just kind of blocked it out, and I'm going to start fresh. Wednesday. Okay, so I'm not going to harp on myself for my weigh-in. I'm going to try not to let it get to me because, one, I was house sitting, and the scale at the house I was house sitting at, I could not understand. It could not work. So it could have been off. Excuse me. 2, my grandmother did not have a scale, so I could not do anything. 3, we did have a lot of gluten there because it was gluten. 4, I have not been able to walk and exercise like I normally do because of my knee. And 3 or 5, whatever number, I lost count. My knee is swelling, which means that it is holding on to some stuff that will add to my weight. And even though I was hitting my goal, I am limping. So I think that actually is spiking my steps because of the way your arms move when you limp. I don't know. But when I weighed today, what color? 54. I was 54 point, I think I was 6. It was either 6 or 2. So I'm going to go with 6 to be on the safe side. Which means from last week, I am up 1 pound. Which, or not last week, 2 weeks ago, before I started house sitting. Which, honestly, not that bad. Because when I weighed myself coming back from grandma's, I was like 10 pounds more than this. So. Oh, this was when I had started house sitting. So this could not be an accurate weight anyway. Might not have been an accurate weight anyway. So there, you know, I'm not going to be too hard on myself for that. And then I am down, it's like 19.5 or something like that. So it's really not even that much. 74.1 minus 54.6 equals 19.5. Wow, that was a good estimate. 19.5. So I'm only a pound up over all of where I've been, and only like a pound and a pound 0.7 for my overall lowest weight. Which, honestly, progress. Like when I was in Florida, I put weight on a little over a pound. So, I mean, I didn't lose all my progress, which is good. There's that. I actually never went back and did my measurements. We don't do carb. We don't do any of that. I have not updated my movie tracker since I started doing the movie reviews. Is there anything else? I honestly don't remember what I normally put in these videos. My brain stopped working. I mean, let's be honest, it never worked that well to begin with. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else, so we'll be back tomorrow with a movie review. I have a couple, like I had, when I was house sitting, I watched a bunch of movies and kind of batch filmed a lot of reviews. So I have a few, and I don't think I've watched any new movies since, because we were at Disneyland and all of that. So I don't know which one I'm going to put up. So I'm not going to give you any hints because I don't have any. But thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Remember, you are loved. Also, so I still plan on doing my giveaway when I hit 250. I'm going to give these 2 savings tracker challenges away. So when I was out on vacation, I was not paying too much attention to it because I was not logging into YouTube. But I think I was at 242-ish. And then when I checked when I got back, I was at like 237. So I had dropped 5. And then I've picked up a couple since then. But need 250 to be able to do a giveaway for that. So, yeah. Have a great week. It is what you make it, so make it good. Bye.